general in New York to the New York battle scene.
So how did you get a TED Talk?
That's a good question. I as I started doing video blogging over time, I started out mostly just like commenting on hip hop and other cultural stuff, but as I would comment on race issues and politics once in a while, it would really strike a chord, and I saw that there was a big audience out there for someone trying to communicate about those issues in a way that was clear and fresh. So I kind of, over the years, I kind of became just like a political racial justice vlogger more than I was a hip hop blogger. And one of the outgrowths of that was people asking me if I wanted to speak at a college or a university. And I would always say no because I felt like I had no idea how. I'm making 5 minute YouTube videos, stand on the stage and talk for 45 minutes. Like I have no idea how to do that. So I'd always say no until 2011. These kids from Hampshire College reached out to me like, hey, so we're organizing the TEDx talk here at Hampshire. We'd love to have you come in and talk about, build on what you talked about in your How to Tell Someone to Sound Racist video. And, TED Talk, I think TED Talks are kind of looked at as kind of corny now, but it was still new then and
I don't
kind of
think they
like,
looked at it corny at all, man. They're like legit.
Yeah, nah.
Like we're like
Yo, if
saying like you
anybody
say a
thinks that
TED
they're
Talk.
corny, I'm like,
Nah, I don't
why?
know who calls them. I
It's
don't
just
know
one of
a
those things. It's
single
like when somebody
person.
tells me Kanye's corny
I
or
mean,
Kanye's
like
whack. I'm like, word, you're
I
yo,
would.
you have an opinion, and you, sir, are utilizing it to express to me that I should probably not listen to your opinion on music.
I mean,
So, and it's just one of those things where, like, yeah, TED Talks are like, I find
big
them
love.
incredibly educational. Like you
yeah,
learn a lot from things
yeah, well,
like TED
and
Talks
back,
and
yeah. So
interviews.
back at that time, it felt like this is a good look for me to do that. And it's a very like when you do a TED talk, they have very strict regulations for the production values. So you're gonna have like well produced, like the show is gonna be tight. So it was so I felt like that was a good, and also TED talks are shorter. Like if you get booked to speak at a university, I learned later on after this, they want you to talk for 40 minutes generally. A TED talk is 18 minutes maximum. So that having never done it before, that seemed more manageable to me. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me try this out. So I agreed to do it. It was mad intimidating. This was while Occupy Wall Street was going on, and like the weekend before, I was like, shit, maybe I should just go down to Zuccotti Park and get arrested, and then I won't have to do this talk. I was scared to death. Um, and I was writing it. I didn't do it because like it was a Friday, and if you go to Central Booking on Friday,
Yeah,
you're in until Mondays. I don't.
yeah,
It's
and
not
yeah,
quite gonna work.
you'd have been in the bullpens too.
You're
So
right.
that
You're
the
right.
bullpens are the Manhattan Central Booking uh, the Manhattan jails that they'll take you to if you break a law and you need to be arrested.
Yeah.
And
Nah.
they usually let you out if you don't have like a record or any bench warrants. They'll just bring you there, process you, put you in the system, give you a desk appearance ticket, and then you come back. But if you're like me, who's like every time they let you out, you're like, catch me if you can, I'm gingerbread man. And you got like a warrant, a bench warrant sitting there, and they're like, no, you got to stay here for 24 hours. Like, no, that's it. We're not going to let you go with a desk appearance ticket.
Right.
And each borough in New York City has a different jail like that. And they all kind of have like their own slang names. And the one in Manhattan is the bullpens.
Right.
Whoops! I just muted J Smooth by mistake because I hit the wrong button trying to replace a pin.
Okay. Check. I'm back now.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So that yes, and I mean I'm a square. I'm a civilian. It's not. I only knew this secondhand, but I knew enough to know. Let me not get arrested on this Friday night. So I was like, okay, I guess I got to go and do this talk. So I was writing the speech dead up until I went on stage. Like some of the lines that people quote the most, I wrote it down while other people were giving their speeches that night before I went on. So it was mad intimidating, but it came off well. Like it connected. People really clicked with it, and it was like we were saying about the whole battle event experience, like coming from being at home, constructing a video, and having people connect with it that way. that's amazing in one form, but that in-person exchange of energy, like giving your perspective and have people react to it, like just being on stage and having people laugh at your jokes is fucking amazing. And I never knew that. I was like, oh my God, this is great. People get what I'm saying. And just having people like absorb my perspective and connect with it and have that exchange of energy and getting to talk to people afterwards about it. That was my first experience of that went well. And then the TED Talk got a lot of views when it went up. So that I was very lucky to have that lead into me getting to do a lot of talks at colleges and universities and stuff like that afterwards, which is it's a much easier way to get paid than being on YouTube, first of all, because universities be having endowments and can hand out checks. One thing if you're ever in that position, get an agent who's going to negotiate the price for you. Because when I was doing the idea that people are paying me to come and talk was so wild to me. I was asking for way less than what a professional agent's going to ask for from a university. So getting someone to represent you if you're lucky enough to be in that position.
Guy, it's like a life goal to be a guy that gets to go give talks. So hearing you say that is going to probably help me get more money in the future. So thank you very much for that.